welcome to part 37 of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. Last episode, Vert already had the wisdom bow, but she had Ron to create it. She just went out to get the materials. So basically speaking, we got all 3 weapons, well, 3 out of 4, because for some reason, people forgot that Neptune is Purple Heart, and they won't give her the Trinity Blade. So, there's that. Oh, but it'll change by the end of this part. Meanwhile, we get to see what happened to all of the, well, more along the lines of the CPUs are revealing what happened to the weapons after their respective miners or blacksmiths have remade the weapons. Well, in Blonde's case, it was already remade. It had to be refurbished. In fact, somebody even tried to sell it too. So, yeah, there is that. And Histoire is in her feelings right now because there is a reason why these weapons should not have been changed. And that reason, unfortunately, will be explained in part 38. By the way, just for the record, we're about to end chapter 7, meaning we're going to be going into the last chapter, which, by the way, is going to be 5 parts long. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of the game, which, ironically, started mid-September. So yeah, get this, by the middle of November, we'll be done. Meanwhile, Pokemon is still going on. Anyway, Vert had already changed the bow into a spear, and unfortunately the bow was too big for Vert and it wasn't stable, so she really couldn't use it. And unfortunately Neptune couldn't even get hers. At least the Trinity Blade is safe. But they will need all 4 of the weapons to beat Arfoire. Yeah, about that. All 4 of the weapons are only available at the end of this chapter, onward to the end of the game, and it does not carry over to New Game Plus. I'm telling you this now because you think that you could get these weapons and bring them over to New Game Plus, you'll be sadly mistaken. Believe me, I was sadly mistaken too. So, on that note, you won't be getting those weapons until later on. However, there are weapons stronger than the legendary weapons that exist. They just happen to be in the Colosseum, with the exception of Neptune. Neptune actually has the strongest weapon in the game, the Demon Blood Rain, and that actually has to be made and bought. Oh, and that's not all, folks. All of your friends who you met throughout this chapter will all be available for the final showdown of the game. Well, of the chapter. No, not of the game. We haven't gotten to that part yet. Not until part 42. But still, they will all be ready and available for the start of the end of chapter 7. So if there's a character you want to play as, by all means play, but here's the thing. So long as the 3 CPUs, or should I say 4 CPUs, just so happen to be in your party. So at the end, we got a hero's sword, hero's bow, and a hero's spear. I mean a hero's hammer, sorry, and a hero's spear. And wouldn't you know it, Arfoire, who's now flaunting the 4 goddesses' powers, is out causing destruction with Overlord Momus. Of course Arfoire is, because she's that freaking arrogant. And before you think about this, no, you are not about to fight Arfoire. And I think this cutscene only shows up after you had successfully gotten the hunt, or at least the quest, for the 3 Blazors, which was a chapter quest. That's the only time this cutscene shows up. Then you could proceed to the end of the game. So on that note, everybody is questioning Arfoire just defeating Purple Heart. And of course the people in Planet Neptune are gullible enough to believe that. Well, that is until Neptune shows up. And for the time being, Neptune can't change. Well, for now. Which is par for the course for the rest of Chapter 6 and the entirety of Chapter 7. So if you wanted to use Neptune in her HDD form, you couldn't. And by the way, all the characters are available, but again, you still have to come into the final battle of the chapter with at least Vert, Noir, Blonde, and or Neptune. So on that note, we might as well get all of the plans that happen to be lying about. As a plan for a fuzzy swimsuit, I think that is CyberConnect 2's plan. This is a plan for... Oh wait, no, that was, Oh wait, that's the plan for Tekken. The plan that I just showed up was the plan for, Broccoli. These are all swimsuits for the makers, basically. The classic swimsuit, I think that would be for, CyberConnect 2. This is for Neptune. That's the Demon Black Range sword I just got finished talking about. It's the most powerful weapon in the game, but you don't have the means to make it yet. The White Halter, I think that is for Blonde, if I'm not mistaken. And there's one more. This also is a plan for stronger enemies to appear in, believe it or not, one of the share dungeons. We Ruins, it happens to be a share dungeon, which is why I haven't unlocked it yet, because I haven't unlocked the additional dungeons planned. Which, by the way, you need an ice ribbon to unlock it with. Unfortunately, the plan for the ice ribbon just so happens to be in the Millennial Labyrinth, so there's that. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's actually for Ram and Ram, and they need to be at level 75. That's why they didn't get theirs yet. Anyway, we're here to take on Arfoire. I just cut me getting prepared for Arfoire, so we got the goddesses that we're going to be using, because they have to be either in the party or on the front line. Doesn't matter where, so long as they're in the party. You can use whoever they want, so long as Noir, Blonde, Vert, and Neptune are amongst the group that is in the fight. So there is that. That won't be the case, however, near the end of the game, and I'll explain more of that later. But for now, it is mandatory to have those 4 there. Not just in this battle, but the rematch. So everybody is basically overplaying Nep because of the fact that she can't transform. And obviously, here's the thing that well, sorry, I just said obviously without saying anything. But what I was trying to say was, here's the thing that kind of irks me. Blonde, Vert, and Noir can all transform despite having their power stone. Okay, let me rephrase that. Vert at one time did not have the ability to transform thanks to having her power stolen. But, Noir can transform just fine, even though her powers were stolen earlier. Neptune all of a sudden just can't transform whatsoever. But due to Ron Ex Machina, Vert was able to transform again. And due to being pissed off, Blonde was able to transform, so what's Neptune's excuse? Well, for the most part, that's something to dwell on, and that is kind of a plot hole. but I'm not dwelling on it too much, because we've got ourselves a boss battle with Overlord Momus, and this is for the second time we have to face this thing.
It's my turn.
Because the first time we faced it at the end of Chapter 6. If you have legendary weapons, use it, but you're gonna have to grind up to get your EXE gauge so you can tear through Overlord Momus and put an end to him real quickly. That's the whole point of this. He's going to hit hard, because for some reason, stupid me did not actually think to put some decent equipment onto the guys or the gals I'm going to be using for this battle. Oh well, it's going to come back to bite me later, but still, I would at least put like a Shericite or something, anything that would have actually helped.
Finally.
But unfortunately, by the time you do get to better accessories, that will not be an well, actually, that will be an issue, because the accessories that comes in Chapter 8 are not strong except for one person. And the only reason that is because most of the characters will be too high of a level to even put them on. So there is that. So the whole point, you're trying to build up your EXE meter so that way you'll be able to land an attack that would nullify or at least do some stat damage to Momus to make this fight go by a lot easier. And notice Momus keeps on healing his well, Overlord Momus keeps on healing his guard meter. The guard meter's not that much of a problem. I mean, I'm gonna have to use antivirus on Noir, but still, the guard meter's not that much of a problem because all you're trying to do is chop down the HP, which is important. Although the guard meters still tend to do a lot of damage at least. Well, once the guard meter is down, you could do somewhat of a modicum of damage, if not a lot of damage, once you get the right combination. Let's see, I may have to increase the speed or the defense. Yeah, it's the defense. And that did not work. Virtus almost on the verge of death. Oh crap. We need to fix that right now. We can't be having this.
Maybe this is a bit much.
The funny part is, this is as hard as Momus is going to be. Well, that is until later events in the chapter, but still.
I'll slice anything. Impulse Edge!
Oh wait, I thought I did a combo attack, but I guess I didn't. Or a combo link. So let's try to weaken him a little bit more. Or at least increase the speed for everybody here. I do want to warn you though, you might want to be careful with Overlord Momus. Because Overlord Momus, just like many of the superpowered bosses in the late game, they have the tendency of using SP attacks and EXE attacks. I think Overlord Momus has an SP attack here, I'm not sure, but I know Overlord Momus does near the end of the game when you do have to reface him again. Why am I pointing this out? Because yes, you're gonna have to fight him again. Rule of 3. You can't really avoid that. So let's completely weaken Momus, shall we? This shall at least mitigate whatever damage he's gonna do to us.
Leave the support to me. Thank you.
I'm surprised that this particular team up actually does a lot of negative stat damage. So I gotta give props where props is due.
I'm ready anytime.
So at least Momus will be weaker for the time being. Until that is... until that is, all these stat reducers are gone. So I might as well just take advantage of them. And we just did like 640,000 damage to this guy.
I'll end this.
Mind you, Momus is actually well past the 1,000,000 mark in HP. It's like 2 or 3 million if I'm not mistaken. No, it's 2 million. Because I am way past the,
Here I come.
I'm way past doing the 23,000 threshold there. So, can I actually finish you off? Let's see. Or do I have to heal? We'll just use a Som Link just because. That'll make not just me faster, but also Blonde faster as well. So I guess we'll just have to finish him off with who am I gonna finish it off? Yeah, I'm gonna finish it off with Noir, so might as well finish it off. And that should actually compound more negative stats onto Momus to make him weak.
Perish!
Funny how this move just did about only 140,000? Jeez. Well, that did it. And because we won, we've got Isty's bookmark and Isty. So on that note, we're facing Momus yet again. Alright, I'm back. I had to step off for a little bit, but yeah, that accessory we just got, Isty, that headband is specifically for Neptune, but the accessory Eastwar's bookmark is actually universal. Anybody can use it, and when they do, they are able to break damage limit once they get strong enough to do so. So even their basic attacks can break damage limit. Too bad Neptune and Nepgear could do that by default without Eastwar's bookmark. Anyway, it turns out Arfoire's plan ends up backfiring in their face. For one, due to Arfoire's plan of causing the goddesses to fight amongst themselves, and whoever lost would get kicked off of Celestia, they ended up actually getting in touch and getting the support of the people. And in turn, due to the fact that the people support the goddesses, many people are spreading the word about how Momus is a fake. And Ron literally made a Stromheim reference earlier, talking about some Ron's network is #1. Seriously, Stroheim? Nah, I'm just kidding. I actually like Stroheim, but seriously, I hate Ron. But to be honest, Arfoire's plan does have fatal flaws because she's just too arrogant. And that is her biggest flaw. And as the townspeople throughout game industry is actually supporting the goddesses, is weakening Momus, well, to a degree. There's still Planeptune who doesn't believe that Neptune is Purple Heart. That's about to be fixed in a few minutes. So, on that note, you'll have to prove that, well, Neptune will have to prove that she's the goddess. And, of course, she tries to act like a television announcer. and then she gets smacked on the head. This is like the 3rd time she got dope slapped. Wow. Like the second time, she inadvertently gave away the Conquest ending. But to be fair, people who haven't played Mark II or Rebirth 2 wouldn't know what she's talking about anyway. Whatever the case, it's thanks to that random dope slap that the people will actually get a wake-up call. And that wake-up call is they'll actually figure out who Neptune really is. But of course, everybody needs to take a few shots at Neptune because she does have a little tendency to break the serious tension in the room. But still, the people actually do believe that she's Purple Heart. But then again, people were so used to seeing Neptune in her HDD form, they didn't know that that girl was Purple Heart. And seeing as how they forgot, because she forgot. And now that she somewhat remembers, so do they. And Broccoli's like, is everyone here gullible? Well, that said, it's time for us to finally, and I do mean finally, have Neptune back to transform, since the people now believes that Neptune is Purple Heart. But does that mean we're going to be getting the legendary weapon? Nope, not until Chapter 8. However, if you're used to Neptune's original form, she actually gets a new one that's exclusive for the end of the game as well. And that form ends up being used in Rebirth 2, 3, and V2 if I'm not mistaken. No, wait, correction, it's used in Rebirth 2. It ends up being lost in 3, and the original one is used in Rebirth 3, and then that one's used in V2, basically. So yeah. All the shares that are coming from all the people who are believing in the goddesses are finally going straight to Neptune, which will allow her to transform. And this line right here, people finally accepted Neptune as a CPU. That's kind of BS, because the only person who accepted Blonde at the time as, or should I say the only people who accepted Blonde as a CPU at the time, was Financier and the brothers to an extent. And Vert had Ron and Ivoire to accept her as a CPU. And the only reason why Blackheart didn't actually not change for a while. Well, actually no, Blackheart did immediately change and people already accepted her by that time. But still, Neptune losing her powers is kind of BS. Let's just put it to you like that. And now that she's got her back, now she's going to be used primarily by me throughout the entirety of the end of the game. Because that means we can also get her legendary weapon after Chapter 8 starts and after a cutscene. Whatever the case, Neptune has her brand new form, and if this was Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2, when she got into this form, all four goddesses would have the four goddesses team-up attack, but that's not the case. Here in Rebirth, you don't have that ability. Not yet. Not until the goddesses all have a high Lily rank of 5 or greater. So that also means I'm not going to be able to use Neptune's Lyric attack with Vert, which is why I have Neptune attached to Vert, but we're not going to be able to use that yet because Vert and Neptune are only at rank 2 and not at rank 3.
This should work.
I need to fix that.
It's my turn.
For now, we just go on ahead and focus on upping our stats because while Momus is weaker, he still does a lot of damage. Hold on, let's try to get everybody in this. Okay, we're good.
How's this?
So that should raise our speed and agility and... Ooh! That just raised some danger flags. So... I need to raise their vitality as well, so let's do that. Hold on, wait, no, let's try to just attack it for now. I might as well just start gaining some... Ooh, and we're actually doing more damage. Not just because of the strength boost. Might as well start getting some EXE level because... Yeah,
Is that it?
we need to actually finish him off. Look at what he's done to Vert. 2 swipes and Vert is almost dead. So hold on, let's just cure Vert for now, have her fall back. I need to go buy some more stuff. And just in case you thought that these, yeah, I thought that these angel lumps actually did something, or life fragments did something. No, it doesn't.
This should work.
Somebody has to be KO'd for that, and thankfully nobody's KO'd. And if this was the very first game, anybody would have fell at this point, permanently lost share.
It's my turn.
But,
I'll slice anything.
it's unbelievable that we're closing in on the end of the game, and it's only been like 2 months, basically. Or should I say, closing in on the 3-month territory, but it's been more than at least 2 months.
I am ready.
See, this wasn't so long. It wasn't just like long grinding sessions or things like that. I kept them to a minimum at least.
This should be easy.
But for now, we need to just focus on putting bad stats on
I'm ready anytime.
Momus, and once again, getting the EXE meter to, oh, excuse me, I got indigestion, sorry about that. We need to get the EXE meter to level 2 so that we can start dropping its stats some more. And,
I will
we
not
just
let
need
you
to
have it your way.
also get Vert up to a high level so she can also drop the stats some more than what they already are. Because there's no way we're going to be able to chop down that guard. The guard's at a higher level than what the HP is.
Too slow.
And believe it or not, the HP is somewhere in the...
It's my turn.
Actually, it's less than what it was before, because it was 2 million before, and now I think it's
I'll slice
1,900,000
anything.
here. And why is the HP in the millions? Because we're near the end of the game. And pretty much every enemy had their HP in the millions. And if I'm not mistaken, all the CPUs, the fake CPUs that you fight in the Coliseum, you're looking at between 20 and 30 million. So, that's why I'm not doing the Coliseum. Because I'm not at the level to take them on. Because I have to be at level 200 in order to do something to them.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of grinding.
You.
I ain't got all day for that, you know? So, with that said, once we beat Chapter 8, that'll be the end of the game. Oh, and I have Tekken as a assist partner for Blonde, and she's actually doing some damage.
Finally.
And ironically enough, the guy missed us. That's fantastic that it's
Tricolor order.
That
Are you
it's-
ready?
Tech and agility was lowered, so it just keeps missing us at least, or not doing enough damage. Let's keep lowering its stats, shall we? And hopefully get out of the way of Overlord Momus. So, lower the stats. Come on. Hey, oh right, I'm healing myself. Forgot.
Maybe this is a bit much.
Because it was going to target Vert, and of course it was going to target Vert. Thank God I healed.
Anytime.
It would have killed Vert if I didn't. And I don't think that you could switch out if your character's KO'd. At least you could do that in Rebirth 3. Nope, not here. I know you could do that in V2 at least. And I'm just doing some damage with Blonde, and of course there was frame rate drops.
This is the
In
end.
case you're wondering, sorry about that. That probably may have done something to the commentary. I
I
hope
will
not.
let you have it your way.
But let's finish him off at least.
I
And
will have
the
you
Overlord
perish
is
here.
probably finished. He's done well over 100,000. Just this turn alone.
May your spirit be cleansed from existence.
Yeah, almost 150,000. Good lord. Well,
Finally.
I guess this finishes him. Alright, Uni, it's time to finish this off.
I'll go first.
And by the way, if you
Leave the
take too
support
long
team.
and the combo
Thank you.
resets,
I'm
just thought I'd
relying on
point
you.
that out to you. And it's way late in the game for me to do that, but yeah, you notice that every time I take too long trying to decide what to do, the combo actually drops. But we managed to land a lot of hits on that guy and ended up
Did
getting
I
a
go too hard on
Sherasite.
you? Well, too bad.
That's actually a pretty good item to have. Especially when there's bad stats in the next chapter.
Do I look cool
Bear that
now?
in mind.
I can't believe you defeated Momus.
Overlord Momus is no more. Give it up, Arfoire.
Don't get too excited defeating that shell of an overlord. Have you forgotten? I wield all 4 of your powers.
You too seem oblivious to the fact that they are stronger than before.
What do you mean?
They were a proxy to the former goddess to oversee the people. But with the prayers of the people seeking for them to be their CPUs, they have been reborn as goddesses entrusted by the people they protect. It seems you have foiled yourself at the very end.
Histoire. From what you said, it sounds like we were reborn as well.
Yes, you may not look different, but your powers have been fortified. Do you feel the power of the shares resonating stronger within you?
Come to think of it, it does feel like I'm sensing more power from my shares.
My dream. My goals. So close. I can't have this happen.
Just give up already. You have no chance against us, Arfoire.
We'll see about that.
If you won't give up, then you leave me no choice. Ha! My weapon, it shattered!
How fragile. No weapon can scathe me.
We need the legendary weapons. Move aside. We'll take care of her.
What? No, that's...
It may look different, but it's exactly what you think.
At a disadvantage, I see. I'll take my leave then.
What? Are you running?
Run? No. I'm simply giving you time to enjoy until the end of this world.
She ran away? It seems as such.
Whew! Thank goodness. I was at my limit already in that form.
Welcome back, Nep Nep. You are really cool out there.
Really? If it made Compa happy, that's a reason I can transform too. Now all that remains is Arfoire, but what she said is concerning.
End of the world. Wait, let's rest a bit first before we go on. I second Noir. I'd like to rest as well.
Okay then, let's go back and have our victory pudding.
Well, Arfoire managed to make her escape, and she retreated back to Celestia, where this all started. Much to her bewilderment, she had no idea that the goddesses would turn out to be so powerful, let alone come in with legendary weapons. But she still has Celestia. And she also still has the power of the goddesses to try to torment all of game industry. So Celestia is where her last stand will be. And then people remember that there's a sequel to this game. I don't call her the Sigma of this game for nothing. Whatever the case, Neptune has just came off from a whole entire chapter of not being able to turn HDD to finally becoming HDD, and she transformed back. So now she's eating pudding to her heart's content, and everyone's celebrating on their victory against Arfoire. Well, for now anyway. I did say we're going to be settling this at the end of Chapter 8, did I not? And I made that perfectly clear. So, everybody's not only having pudding, but deep fry. And all Neptune did to stir the pot was pour lemon on deep fry. And then shit got real. To be fair, what we're about to see may or may not be the actual driving force for the console war again. But I'm just putting this in a speculation. Just putting lemon on deep fry may just... may it just cause the console war, and may have just caused a lot of trouble, because there's a lot of people who don't like lemon on deep fry. I never heard of lemon on deep fry, but it's just somebody else's taste. I mean, let's be honest. They might be talking about deep fried shrimp or deep fried chicken, but lemon on deep fry, I've never heard of it. It kind of tastes weird. But they're about to fight over lemon over deep fry. But then again, now that I stop and think about it, Arfoire may have been responsible for this first console war. But yes. Bert was just recently called an old bag behind deep fry. Man. It's just serious. But then again, these guys have fought for much pettier reasons. So on that note, we're just gonna sit back and relax and watch as this whole entire peaceful lunch turns into an outright fiasco over lemon. And they're trying to pick sides. Ain't this about a bitch? I have no words. They're just fighting over nothing. She has the nerve to call Blonde a loner. Ain't this about a bitch? Or maybe, just maybe, she may have squeezed lemon on the deep fry because it tastes great. To her, at least. And yeah, Neptune always approaches things without thinking about others, which is mostly the case. And she's even realized she's being bad-mouthed. This is just insanity. Now, all they need now is just an interruption from Arfoire to turn this already terrible argument into something even worse. But as everybody is arguing over lemons, I might want to say that if there was a time for you to do your grinding, Chapter 8 is that time. Because you'll have all the characters at your disposal, you'll have some weapons at your disposal, and also you'll be able to go to certain areas, just not Celestia just yet. Because there's other places you need to go to. So, on that note, Neptune. And meanwhile, Neptune is just trying to be neutral and trying to defuse the situation. They just started the console war yet again. Even though Eastward back in part 1 said, end the console war, Neptune just restarted it. Well, like I said, it could be worse. Arfoire could intervene and cause some more trouble. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Chapter 8. Like I said, get some grinding done. Definitely get some grinding, because look at those shares. We need to fix that problem. By the way, that is a part for, I do believe, Vert's HDD form. This is a plan for the True Rod for the Time Rod for Mages. That's a plan for Suki, which is for CyberConnect 2, or was that no, that was for CyberConnect 2. That is for Blonde. That was a part for her HDD. That's a part for Noir's HDD. This is a Hunter's dress for Vert, and I think that's one other thing. That is for the Birth of Uni plan, which normally shows up here in Chapter 8 if you have 30 or more. If you have 30 or more for Planeptune, you get that plan as well. And if you have 30 or more for Louis, you get a plan for Ram and Ram. So do all your grinding now, because guess what? We're going to open up Celestia in part 38 and probably pay a visit to Celestia. So on that note, I'll see you guys in part 38.